Hi, this is Mark again, Mark Nejma, real roofer, um, BNGO investor. I was thinking about this coming week and what's happening with the stock. On my way home from a long drive, my dog and I were in the car, and I was listening to Bloomberg. They had a minister on there from Singapore, and the minister was saying how bad things were in India and how we're going to have to go through this social distancing in a variety of different countries, um, because the virus is just going to develop more variants. Uh, I just think that people need to know that not everyone is going to get the vaccine, and in my opinion, the vaccine is not going to do that big of a difference in terms of stopping COVID because there was so much damage done from the media, uh, which we knew was lying about some things, and from the governments actually reporting that some deaths were COVID when they really weren't COVID. Um, there's just such a distrust of governments right now, hence why people believe in crypto. But I think that, I don't think we've really measured how bad the distrust is. Across the world, this virus is devastating people, and uh, only certain people. Some people get it and they lose their taste, or they don't feel well for a while, but other people are just wiped out. So it seems as if we have to deploy uh, these genetic companies like Illumina, BNGO, PacBio, all these companies that have the ability to take a look at, where our genes differ and start to target exactly uh, who has a weakness and who doesn't have a weakness. That's why I think BNGO is a huge COVID play, and I think that's what's coming down. Uh, I always invested in BNGO because I thought that, because I thought, really anything in the biotech area was a good investment because people were scared to death. Everybody's afraid to die. I'm afraid to die. Are you afraid to die? Most likely you are. But, the governments took the fear that they were able to implant in every society, and then they started to abuse that fear. And I think that a lot of people just said, we can't trust them. They closed the businesses. They told us not to communicate with one another. They've created so many problems in the home. They've eliminated education. Unions, in particular, took advantage of the situation um, for the sake of protecting their employees, stopping them from teaching in school and stopping them from doing other work. We've created massive shortages, and we haven't solved the problem. So I think that what has to happen is there's got to be a major deployment uh, to figure out who's susceptible, who's not susceptible. I think that BNGO and all the other genetic companies really have to get involved, and they're going to need to be paid by the government, in my opinion. We have to get thousands of these machines out there and worldwide. And, maybe we can turn the virus into a benefit instead of just such a disaster. Because once we start studying all people, instead of vaccinating everybody, we should get everybody tested and have their genes tested, which I do think is sort of an invasion of privacy. But, you know, for one, I haven't gotten the vaccine, and I don't intend to get the vaccine because I'm very high risk, and my cardiologist told me not to get the vaccine. Uh, Most people don't believe that, but the fact is that I only have 10% of my heart, and my doctor said that it could really affect me in a very harsh way. So I'm thinking that what's happening with BNGO and some of these other companies is they're being ignored now, but they're going to be our only solution to figure out what is going on. It seems like the Iranians, the Italians, down in Colombia, there's riots on the streets. People are just really being affected by the decisions of politicians. And those are the last people we need, because politicians, they have an agenda. And that agenda is not always for the people, it's for themselves. No offense, politicians that are out there, but I'm sorry, but I don't see your leadership here. I see a lot of people trying to do the same thing that everybody's doing, and nobody's thinking outside the box. Now, it's pretty risky for people to just say, okay, well, we can't trust politicians. We know they lied about people that died who had brain tumors, or even in some cases they had an auto accident. They used it as a COVID death. Nobody believes them. Nobody believes you, Mr. Politician. Nobody. You've taken over and said it's your way or the highway. But the fact of the matter is, people talk. We know people that have said, hey, my aunt died of a brain tumor, and they said COVID. It's not going to fly. Now you got yourselves in a pickle. Now what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you what has to be done. Companies like BNGO that can look at the genetic variances in people have to be used. And for that reason, I'm strong on BNGO. I mean, I can't figure out any other way to do this. I mean, they're making a blanket vaccine for everybody. Myrna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Covaxin in India. And you're not solving the problem. So let's solve the problem, divide the people up, who's going to be affected very harshly, who's not going to be, and start to manage our societies properly. We have the technology, so let's use it. I'm a strong buy on BNGO. I don't know enough about PACBio, Illumina, and others, but I do know that the guy from Virgin, Sir Richard, he's investing heavily in 23andMe. I mean, there may be some real data there that has to be looked at if we can trace it back to who got COVID and who didn't get COVID. Now, from what I understand with that, you knew who was getting the test done because you had the ancestry. We need that data. We need all the data on every person. We can't just say, okay, the fat and obese people, they're the ones dying, or the people that were very sick, they're dying, because I don't think that's the case. There's doctors and nurses dying that were perfectly healthy. I say, let's bump this crisis up. Let's start to utilize this equipment that's been invented and get it out there. Not just because I'm a BNGO stockholder, but because it seems to be the right thing. I mean, what do you guys think? Can you please make comments on the bottom? Listen, I don't mind being called an idiot. I don't mind being called a jerk for thinking this way. But I want people to know what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking this way because I'm a BNGO holder. I'm thinking like, wow, I'm not getting the vaccine, and I'm listening to things on Bloomberg saying that the people that are getting very sick are the people without vaccines, but the people that have the vaccines are not getting that sick. Something's not right. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you, because I've been lied to so often before. Now, my ex-wife is a nurse, and she tells me that, the virus is serious, and she's seen doctors and nurses die, but so many other people haven't died. I think we all need to work together on this. And, if this is the type of company that can help, this is the type of company you need to invest in. No questions asked. I'm a holder of BNGO, and I hope that my investment will help people. And I hope you feel the same way. Have a wonderful Sunday night. It's another trading week. We all want to make money, but more importantly, we all want the COVID virus to end. Good night and God bless. And I mean that sincerely.